on, say water. Water you turn into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one. There's no one like you. Tell them there's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Into the darkness you shine.
10 years ago, the second Sunday in October, I came to Calvary, not expecting much, just visiting based off of an invitation from Joyce Morris, and I received more than I expected. I visited a few more Sundays, ready to join, and my daughters and I have been happy and pleased ever since. Pastor Russell ministered to me immediately. I was going through a divorce, and he gave me advice, helped my daughters through that time as well. I was licensed under minister or under Pastor Russell, and this has been a time where I have just grown. I've gone through some bumps and valleys, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity to say that I love my pastor. I'm grateful that he's here at Calvary Baptist. I'm grateful for the growth that I've seen in myself, the growth that I've seen in Calvary, and what's to come for Pastor Russell in the next 10 years, and everything that God has for him. Happy anniversary, Pastor.
And I was here through the process of selecting a new pastor, and I was blessed to have been here when you visited and gave your sermon here to see if you would be pastor. And when they chose you as pastor, my daughters and I decided that we wanted to join. And at that time, I was mourning the loss of my son. My son had just passed. And for whatever reason, I felt comfortable enough to come make an appointment with you and share with you what I was going through about my son's death. And then after that, I had numerous deaths. I had my granddaughter pass, and you came out to the house, and your mother even reached out to me to help me get through the passing of my granddaughter. Then my husband became sick, and you were calling to check on me and to check on him, and I was able to call you at any time, and you prayed with me, and you really helped me get through that. And when my husband passed, I called you in the middle of the night. He died at like 1:38 in the morning, and I called you, and I was crying, and you prayed with me. And when I hung up, I said, oh my goodness, I just called this man in the middle of the night, but you answered the phone, and you really helped me get through. And I really thank you for that, you and your wife and your mother, God bless her. And I just love you, and I love the Calvary family for helping me through all of my struggles and loving me through my struggles and until I got to the point where I am today. So thank you for 10 years. Congratulations, and looking forward to many more.
Come on, say it again. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us?
My name is April Williams, and I'm truly a testimony. I was a young lady that lived the nightlife, liked to go out, and had no understanding of life. So I was asked to come to Calvary Baptist Church. And when I came, I enjoyed it. And I just wanted to keep coming back and coming back. So I asked to be baptized. And after I was baptized, I still felt the need of church. So I just want to give God the glory, and I just want to thank the people of Calvary Baptist Church for allowing me to be a part of their ministry. Thank you, and God bless.
Oh, hi. My name's Linda. You know, the 10-year-old girl that you've been preaching for 10 years, everything. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you've done for me and Mrs. Pastor, too. Thank you for teaching me about a lot of things, and I hope you've noticed that I've not been really going to children's church in a long time, but I've been listening to what you're saying, and today what you said was really great, and I want you to know that you're probably the only first and best pastor that I ever had. So, and Mrs. Pastor, thanks for teaching me a lot about being the biggest and sister that I need to be. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Lord, please hear my...
Thank you, Pastor, for all the wisdom that I've learned from you through your sermons. I'm grateful for that. And I want to say happy anniversary. And also, I'm thankful that you're a man that always displays valiance and, delivers sound doctrine, which really sows in deep into my personal walk, which I'm always grateful for. And I definitely look forward to seeing you soon. And happy anniversary. Thank you.
To behold you as my king.
Congratulations to Pastor Russell and the First Family for 10 years of service at the Calvary Baptist Church. So excited because 10 years represents the completion of a cycle, and so we're about to embark on a brand new cycle. God has just been blessing us, and then I have to think of something that is just for me. I guess for Pastor Russell has been that person who's always pushed me into position, places, thought processes that I may have not always thought that I would be in. And he supported me and has been there to be the strong force behind the things that God has allowed me to do. So I really appreciate that, because in a lot of places I wouldn't be able to do some of the things that I'm able to do. So God bless you. Thank you, First Lady Rita, for always smiling, always having that encouraging thought, always coming up and saying, "Are you okay?" Because everybody doesn't do that. Thank you, C, for the smile and just being yourself, so patient, so kind, so loving. Stephen, you the man. Ryan, we love you. We ain't seen you in a while, but we still love you. Congratulations. Happy 10 years.
Hi, Pastor, and congratulations for 10 years. I want to talk about the time that I was on the pastoral search committee, and we went to see you at your church for the very first time. Man, I was really surprised. Such a small church. I think you had about 15 members there that Sunday. And me and Charles were looking around trying to figure out, well, what is this guy going to preach about? Because he doesn't have a big church. So we was kind of listening, but let me tell you, you really hit it out the park. You preached a sermon, and then you hit this line about put a nickel in the meter and we're going to park it here and you're going to start getting down on this sermon. I was really shocked, and I was really surprised, and I was really blessed. So Charles and I stepped outside and we looked at each other and we said, man, this is whom God is calling to our church. And all the way back to Baltimore, we start talking to all the other committee members, talking about we found the pastor. It was just a matter of time before the church agreed with us. And we know that God sent you here. So thanks for being a part of our church. Thanks for accepting God's call to come here, and we really, really love you. Now that I got the serious stuff out of the way, I want to talk about you. Pastor, I thank you so much for allowing me to use my gift in drama ministry. And I think about all the skits I've done, and one really stands out in my mind. The time that I did that skit on Acts Syndrome, when you stayed on the book of Acts for a year and a half. I want to thank you for being such a good sport for allowing me to mimic a pastor who would preach on one book for a year and a half. And when you came back to church that next Sunday, the church just couldn't wait for you to announce the scripture for that day, Acts. And the whole church busted out laughing. So thank you so much, Pastor, for being a good sport. Everybody can't do that, but you allowed me to use my gift, and you allowed me to stay in this church, because I've done some things that you should have put me out on. So I appreciate it. I love you, and I hope you stay here for another 50 years. God bless.
My name is Marcia Sellers. I've been a member at Calvary since I was 13. I was under the great teachings of Dr. Reverend Lorenzo Graves. He was the first man in my life that showed me the importance of allowing God to be first in my life. Pastor Russell reminds me a lot of Reverend Graves because he's a man that I believe who really searched the scriptures and deliver God's message. I believe that Pastor Russell is the type of leader that will deliver God's message despite of how anyone feels. And that is the type of leader that I believe God sends. Thank you, Pastor Russell, for your spiritual guidance and your spiritual advice.
Hello, Pastor. I must say it has been a pleasure coming here and seeing and witnessing your growth Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. And I just pray that you continue to grow. And as one old gentleman from my prior church used to say, each time you're getting gooder and gooder all the time. And I love you. Thanks.
Okay, it's my turn. Hi, I'm Stephanie Pastor. I feel grateful to be here in Calvary Baptist Church. You really don't know the effect that you've had on me as far as coming here for the last 3 years. My first year was really a struggle. It was a lot of stress. I came here taking care of my family. My mother has dementia, and I'm raising a teenager, and it wasn't an easy journey to cross. But coming here has helped me a whole lot, just listening to you preach the word and opening up my mind and then wanting to be a part of Calvary family. You just really don't know how much you have touched. You know, I cried my way through, you know, and now it's joyful tears, you know. So I just want to say happy anniversary to you, your 10th, which is not just yours, it's all of ours. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm blessed. Thank you.
Congratulations, Pastor, for your 10th year anniversary. And well, I do not have too much to say, but you've been real great to me for the 7 years I have been here. And you've been behind me ever since I've been here. And I think I asked you, you would do. But congratulations to you, and these are for you. That's it. And I like you, Pastor.